Alright, yo, so the Ravens are getting absolutely destroyed, humiliated, whatever the worst term is you can come up with. They're absolutely getting destroyed by the Vikings. This team, I haven't watched much of the game, to be honest with you. I get notifications on my phone, and I check the stats because I really don't want to give the NFL any boost to their ratings. So football is not on any TV in my house. But yeah, anyways, the Ravens at halftime, Joe Flacco was 12 for 17 for 66 yards. That is absolutely terrible. Now, at halftime, the Ravens were still in the game because the score was 9-6. But same thing happens this week that happens every week. The Ravens defense is able to hold the other team, but our offense goes out and does 3 and out after 3 and out after 3 and out, not running the ball, throwing the ball, not wearing down the other defense. So come late in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, our defense is gassed. The opposing defense still has plenty of fuel in their tank because our quarterback is throwing 2-yard passes. I can't tell you how many times the first quarter I watched about. The only defensive play I saw in the first quarter was the first interception that Brandon Carr had. And besides that, I watched, I don't know, probably about, I'll say 8 to 10 offensive plays periodically. And I can't even tell you how many times I saw him do a fake screen to the left and then throw a screen to the right. Or on second, and it was the same thing. First down, handoff. Second down, screen. Third down, pass to the flat to Ben Watson. Our receiving core had, well, this isn't how you know you're screwed. Buck Allen led our offense with 6 catches. Michael Campanaro had 2 catches. Now, these are only the stats up until the fourth quarter, like halfway through the fourth quarter, because right now they're down 24-9, and it's garbage time, and Joe will be able to pad his stats a little bit. But, yeah, Buck Allen had 6 catches. Michael Campanaro had 2 catches. Chris Moore had 1 catch. Mike Wallace had 1 catch and got knocked out of the game. Ben Watson had 2 catches, but in Ben Watson's, they were talking about it at halftime on 98 Rock. Ben Watson was being double teamed with a safety over top of him the whole first half. And they were basically telling Joe, you're going to have to beat us with your wide receivers. But he's scared to throw the ball to him. And Whalen had 4 catches for 20 yards. So, and that's the problem right there. Joe will not, for some reason, he does not want to throw the ball over 5 yards. Everything has to be like quick slants or drag routes or quick passes into the flat. And it's like, that's not what you do. You're supposed to be a deep ball quarterback, mid to deep ball, and he just won't do it. And yeah, this team is done after this year. Me personally, next week I think you'll start seeing heads roll. Either next week or the week after, especially if they don't beat Miami, which at this point, you know, I would be surprised if the Ravens win another game this year. I would be surprised if the Ravens offense scores more than 1 touchdown in a game for the rest of the year. That's how bad they are. And I'm so sick of them trying to put the whole thing on the offensive line or the defense. Joe is horrible. I've been saying this for the last, 6 years. He's not getting, every year he should be getting a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. He's not doing that. Every year he's getting a little bit worse and a little bit worse and a little bit worse and a little bit worse. Every year he is getting worse. That's not how it's supposed to be with a good quarterback, especially a guy that you're paying a ridiculous amount of money to. And Marty Mornhweg needs to go. He's an absolute moron. Marty if you listen to some of the press conferences Marty Mornhweg has, you'll tell why our offense sucks, because he's a total head case. He just sits there. He sounds like Obama. Like, that's what he sounds like in his press conferences. He sounds like an absolute moron. And Harbaugh's gonna go. I don't understand why Bisciotti would have signed Harbaugh and gave him a contract extension in the beginning of the year, unless Bisciotti's just like, I got so much money, I don't care. I'll just give you the couple $1 million, but you're still fired. Like, Harbaugh needs to go. Marty Mornhweg needs to go. Ozzie Newsome is going to need to go pretty soon, because he hasn't drafted any talent since I want to say the last actual person that he drafted that turned out to be any good was Ray Rice. Like, that's probably the last person he's drafted that actually turned out good. Rashard Perryman was a waste of a first-round pick. Mike Wallace is a waste. I wish we would get rid of him. He's a cancer in the locker room. Everywhere he's ever been, he's been a cancer. This team just sucks. There's no other way to put it. They suck in all phases of the game except for special teams. Offensively, they suck. Passing, running, run blocking, pass blocking, they suck all around. On the defense is all right if they can keep a little bit of gas in their tank, but the hard part is the offense goes out there and it's out there for like 30 to 45 seconds, and then they're right off the field, and the defense is right back on the field. That's the defense's main problem. And yeah, I don't know. It's just, it ain't even worth watching, to be honest with you, especially with how nice of a day out it is. Not even worth being inside watching that crap. Yeah. Running wise today, we had at halftime we had 10 rushes for 31 yards, and at the end of the game with like 5 minutes left, we had 17 rushes for 121 yards. No, I'm sorry, Joe was 17 of 26 for 121 yards, and we had 17 rushes for 69 yards. But you can take 20 of them yards away because Michael Campanaro had a 20-yard reverse. So I guess it was a reverse. I don't know. I just saw it in the stats that Campanaro had a 19-yard rush, so I'm just going off of experience that it was probably a reverse. And so really they had 16 carries for 50 yards. So they added 20 yards on 6 rushes. So still averaging 3 yards a rush. But yeah, this team is terrible. We have no offensive talent at all. No running back offensive talent, no quarterback offensive talent, no wide receiver offensive talent, no offensive line talent at all. The team just sucks. That's all there is to it. Can't say much more than that. But all right, I'm out. Later.